Dr. Bill Ryan, lecturer in accounting at Royal Holloway, University of London. I'm also director of the external BSc in Business Administration program. Traditionally and historically, we've had a notion of business interaction between the organisation and its environment that was mainly centred on a manufacturing context. More recently, there's been a movement to what's known as a service or knowledge environment, characterised and illustrated by the term a movement from manufacture to a mentofacture environment. This brings about a lot of changes in the way organisations are governed and controlled. If we take the shareholder influence on organisations, traditionally shareholders and shareholding in organisations was widely dispersed. That is, that ownership was very wide and very limited. But more recently, we've seen a more concentration of share ownership, which means that it's much more limited and in the hands of fewer organisations, mainly pension funds and investment funds. These funds don't necessarily have the same perspective on governance and responsibility to organisations as the wider individual ownership. And because of that, it brings about an increased influence on organisations. Within the organisation, the aspects of control have changed. They've changed from that previously manufacturing context that I spoke about to one where today the output and the input in organisation comes from we as individuals, our knowledge. Our knowledge becomes both the input to the product or service as well as the output itself. And the challenge for organisations and for some of the subjects in our business administration degree, such as accounting and business analysis and strategy, is to adapt our changing controls and our changing processes to that knowledge environment. Let's take, for example, budgets and budgetary control. Historically, budgets were a very static process, worked within a manufacturing environment. What we've had in the past 10, 20 years is a movement in share ownership brought about by global deregulation of the capital markets. We've had a change in the business context, one from a manufacturing to a more knowledge or service environment, which has been characterised by a movement from a manufacture to a mentofacture environment. This movement to a reliance on knowledge, as in work of the mind, mentofacture, brings about it a sense that we need to have changes in the organisation, in the way the organisation is run and the way it controls itself. So we at Royal Holloway, within the undergraduate degree programme and its various subject areas, try to incorporate these changes in the current business environment. Thank you.